Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Dejin. This is Marvel Heroes with all things The Incredible Hulk. We're gonna go over every single one of Hulk's powers, Hulk costumes, and some other Hulk smashy stuff. Now, a little about Hulk. We all know he's big, he's green, and he likes to smash. I will say about Hulk, honestly, when I picked him, I was not expecting to feel like super powerful and strong. I thought he'd be nerfed a little bit to keep with the balance of the game, but I have to say I was very impressed. He blew me away. I've actually had a lot of fun on Hulk. You really do feel very strong, and you feel like Hulk when you're playing Hulk. You can go toe-to-toe with certain bosses like the Kingpin, the Juggernaut, certain guys that other heroes would just get knocked right down. When you're Hulk, you can stand up and fight those guys. It really surprised me because I'm not gonna lie, I thought he'd be nerfed, or I thought he'd feel like a little weaker than he should or whatever, I don't know. But all I know is he feels really strong just like Hulk should. Now this is my first time playing one of the heroes that's like a bit tanky and super like poundy, like such as Hulk, Colossus, Thing, or anything. Now if Hulk is any indication of how those other guys are playing, then I know I'm gonna like those other guys as well. But this is about Hulk, so let's get into it. And now let's jump right into the costumes. First of all though, I'd like to say, who's this cutie patootie standing over here? Grrr. Anyways, let's jump into the costumes. The first costume is the Hulk classic costume. He's got the purple pants. He looks like Hulk. This is a good costume in my opinion. Yeah, what more Hulk could you get from this? Next up we have the Planet Hulk costume. You can see he's all decked out in some battle gear. And yeah, that's it. He looks the same other than that. Under, he's still the green skin, big-handed Hulk. And here we have the Avengers movie Hulk costume. This is what he looked like in the Avengers movie, and probably the Hulk movie as well, the last one with Edward Norton. Anyways, it's pretty cool. I like how they add in these movie costumes. Then we have the Grey Hulk costume. This looks like a color swap of the classic costume, but of course it's Grey Hulk. And yeah, the pants aren't purple, they're blue. And he looks just as big and just as dangerous. I wouldn't mess with him. And here we have an Ultimate Pack exclusive, the Hulk Maestro costume. This gives him white hair, gives him a sweet beard, I have to say. I don't know how I feel about that skull going on though. He looks like he's balding a little bit there. He's got some nice pants, some nice boots. And yeah, I honestly, the storyline that this comes from, I missed it. I've never seen this before until this game. And I do like it though. I think it's pretty cool, and maybe I'll look into the story. I don't know, maybe somebody can fill me in on where this comes from. And finally we have the Hulk Mr. Fix-It costume. It looks like he's in the Mafia. He's wearing a suit, he's got a sweet hat, he's got some nice shoes. I don't know who made those shoes for him because he's got some big feet. And yeah, that's about it. He's Mr. Fix-It. He's going to pick up the ladies, that's why we're over here, talking to the She-Hulk here. Anyways, that's the costumes. Let me know in the comments below which your favorite Hulk costume is, and I will tell you at the end of the video what my favorite Hulk costume is, and let's move on to the powers. Really quick, before moving into the powers, I would like to point out Hulk's extra little bar down here above his experience bar. Each time you take damage, you have a chance to become slightly angrier. Your anger increases your defense and the damage you deal. So as you take damage, this bar will fill up. You'll see, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later on. And starting in the violence tree, at level 1, you will get Furious Punch. It's a basic power, fighting power, swing your big green fist at enemies in front of you. It does physical damage, a decent amount too, because you're Hulk. As you put points into it, you'll just increase that physical damage. It's just a basic attack, and you just punch guys with it. At level 10, Hulk will be able to unlock his second basic attack power, Brutal Swing. Deliver a vicious punch that knocks down enemies in front of you. Physical damage, this one has a chance to knock down. As you put points into it, you will just increase that physical damage once again. It also has a chance to knock them down because they're dead, and you're Hulk, punching a man in the head. And at level 20, you'll be able to unlock the next basic power, which is Savage Swing. This one also does physical damage, as well as slows their movement speed and attack speed. As you put points into it, it will up that percentage of slow, as well as increase the damage even though it doesn't show the damage. And this is the attack. Looks just like the others, and the same cone AoE. At level 30, Hulk will unlock Gamma Strike, which is a fighting power, however not a basic power, so this one will cost him Spirit. It does tons of physical damage and knock back enemies in front of you with a mighty punch. As you put points into it, it will increase that damage. You can also apparently launch guys into orbit with this move. At level 3, Hulk will unlock Vicious Headbutt. This is a fighting power. Smash your forehead into an enemy, knocking down that foe. This thing does pack a wallop. It does tons of physical damage. It has a good knockdown. And if you add an anger to it, which is this, it will increase and add a ton of damage extra to it. As you put points into it, everything will go up. The physical damage, the knockdown duration, and the extra physical damage from the anger. And if it wasn't just one-shotting these guys because it's so freaking powerful, chances are it would be knocking them onto the ground. Hulkhead Smash! At level 20, Mighty Smash becomes available, another fighting power. Create a localized quake with your Mighty Fist, stunning and knocking down enemies. This thing is even crazier than the last one. This thing packs a punch. Okay, so not only does it do tons of physical damage, if the enemy is knocked down and you hit him with this, it does even more physical damage. It has a chance to knock him down, and it shares a synergy with Headbutt, 20% of the damage of Headbutt. So if you have a lot of points into Headbutt, you're going to have a lot of damage in this thing. Physical damage is really high on this thing. As you put points into it, you'll raise that damage even more, the knockdown damage, and the chance to knock down. This thing's insane. Now, this right here is the little slight AoE that it has, so it doesn't have the biggest range, but this thing does do some damage. You'll see it's two-shotting these champions or elites, whatever you want to call them. And let's see if we can find a normal guy to hit with it. See what happens. Boom! See you later, pal. And finally, we have Demolishing Charge. Charge into a group of enemies, knocking them off balance. This thing does physical damage, stun duration, cost spirit. You can spend anger to do a little bit more damage, but I don't really use this thing for damage. I use this thing for flying around like a crazy maniac. This is what it does. It's one of these things. Just spam it, get around, travel, but you can plow into guys with it. And I'm sure that Hulk plowing into guys would be like a wrecking ball or worse. And moving over to the Rancor tree, at level 2 we'll get our first little buff power up. This is Hulk Tough. Summon a Gamma Fuel power to withstand enemy attacks. This one gives you a defense bonus. You put them on. These are basically buffs that you just turn on. And as you can see, it's highlighted in orange down here while it's on. So you'll run around with this on. You'll have higher defense and take less damage. As you put points into it, the defense bonus you gain from it will go up. At level 16, we'll get Hulk Free. It's another defensive power. Call upon your Gamma Powered Temper to shake off and become more resistant to negative conditions. This one gives a tenacity bonus, and to be honest, I haven't experimented with this at all, but I really feel like this one could be the absolute best eventually. I don't think it is right now, but I think at some point in this game's lifespan, this thing is going to be the cream of the crop for something. It's going to be good for fighting Sentinels or some kind of boss, I don't know. Either way, you get more tenacity as you put points in. This is what it looks like when it's on. You just get green goo all over you. You run around, it follows you around, and ba-ba-ba-ba. And finally, at level 26, you get the power Hulk Mad, which is similar to the last two. It's a toggle on. This one gives you damage increase. This is the one I'll probably be pumping most of my points into out of the three of them, at least for now. And as you put points in, you get damage increase. And this is what it looks like. You get big, you get shiny, and you like to smash. At level 1, you'll have Unbridled Rampage. This one puts you in a frenzied state. It will spend your anger, and it will increase your haste and all that stuff. As you put points into it, it will reduce the spirit cost reduction. The haste will stay the same though, so keep that in mind. This is what happens when you use it. It takes your anger and it makes you big and gooey for a bit. At level 10, the Short Temper passive power becomes available. You're more prone to gain anger when you take damage. Chance to gain anger goes up by 30%, so I would suggest at least putting 1 point into this. As you put more points into it though, that percentage does go up. At level 20, Hulk will get the power Rubble Toss. It's a fighting power. I like this because it's a ranged attack. You throw a chunk of debris that bursts into shrapnel and hits enemies in its path. This thing does physical damage. As you put points into it, it will just increase the physical damage. And here is the actual power. Boom! Take that guy out. Get out of my town, Pilgrim. At level 6, the Mighty Roar power becomes available, and Hulk will yell, knocking enemies back, and if they're already knocked down, it will stun them. If you put points into this, the stun duration will go up. You can spend anger and it will do damage. But if you don't have anger, it won't do damage. This is it. If you spam it, it actually makes Hulk sound really funny. He kind of sounds like a cat / bunny. Meow. Rah. Rah. Roar. Bark, bark, meow. And this is the effect it has on a guy. Oh, no effect. These guys ignore negative conditions. Well, you get the idea. Just knocks them back. Get out of my town, pal. Actually, yeah, get out of my town. Let's get out of here. And at level 30, we'll unlock the last power in the Rancor tree, Terrible Roar. This will send enemies fleeing. It's another yell/shout type of thing. Sounds a little bit more manly, if you ask me. Doesn't sound like a bunny trying to meow. And let's go send some guys fleeing. Hello there. See you later. And finally, the last tree we have is the Wreckage tree. At level 1, you'll unlock Ground Smash, where you slam the ground with your fists, knocking down enemies nearby. This thing is really good. This does physical damage and knockdown. It's AoE. As you put points into it, it'll increase the physical damage. This is the AoE range it has, which is really nice, especially for Hulk, because you're usually in the pile of guys. This is what it looks like. And this is the power in action. Boom. Slams AoE. It's really nice. 100%. This skill is part of my main build. At level 8, Hulk will be able to unlock the power Thunderous Hand Clap. Clap your hands together, create a shockwave that knocks back enemies in front of you, spend anger to also deflect projectiles. This thing does a little bit of physical damage, it does the knockback. As you put points into it, the physical damage will increase. Here's what it looks like. It's much more manly than my clap. And here's what it does to you guys. Get out of here. Hey, get out of here. Back up. What do you guys think this is? Get out of here with your shield. Get out of here with your gun. And at level 12, you'll be able to unlock the passive World Breaker. This makes your anger grow as you strike enemies. As you put points into it, the percent that you'll gain anger from a strike will go up. At level 4, you'll get the first of the leap powers, where you'll jump in the air when you use it. It'll do some physical damage, and it will also knock guys into the air when you hit them. So this is what it does if it doesn't kill them. See how it knocks them up, so it's like a temporary stun. It does do a little bit of damage. And as you put more points into it, the damage will go up. At level 18, you'll be able to unlock the passive Destructive Mayhem. This adds to your leap powers. On the landing site, it will create a little earthquake that will do physical damage for 5 seconds, and the damage will go up as you put points into this. At level 24, you'll get Earthquake Leap. This makes you leap up in place, slam down, pull enemies in, and knock them down. This will do physical damage, secondary physical damage, knock down, and if you spend anger, it will do even more damage. Now, as you put points into it, you'll just increase the damage ranges across the board. Now, you can't jump across the screen with this one, you just jump straight up and down. That's what it looks like. See how it pulls them all in and then knocks them down, as well as does all that damage. And finally, for the Wreckage tree, at level 30, you'll unlock Avalanche Leap. You leap to a location, causing enemies in your landing path to stumble towards you and fall down. This does physical damage and knockdown. As you put points into it, you'll increase the physical damage. And I'd like to point out that the leaping powers do share synergies with each other, so as you put points into each one, you'll help the others with a little bit of damage. Here's this final leap. Baby, sit down, fellas. Oh, you're back up? Okay. See you later. And finally, Hulk's very last power. This is his ultimate power. It's called Meteor Strike. Leap up, creating a small quake that sends enemies reeling. Grab a meteor from low Earth orbit, smash it to the ground, knocking down enemies in a wide area, sending chunks of debris flying in all directions. This does physical damage. Okay, first of all, the damage on this thing is ridiculous, at least for lower level when you first unlock it. I don't know how it scales once you get up more, but it does physical damage, quake damage, debris damage, and of course it does have a cooldown. This is the AoE range, so it does seem like as far as the screen AoE ultimates go, the AoE is a bit smaller than other people, like such as Spider-Man. Oh, can I even get to guys to use it? Roar! Alright, here it is. Let's just use it in the middle of this pile of guys. And somehow they all drop dead before... They drop dead off the first bit of damage. So it does physical damage, quake damage, debris damage. Whichever the first one of those was to go off, it killed them all. So, as you can see here in some of the lower tier dailies, it will definitely save your life if you ever need it. But, like I said, I don't know how it scales. Anyway, I think it's really awesome. I think it looks cool. I think it does so much damage, and I really do like this. Anyways, that's all of Hulk's powers. Let's finish this off. I told you I would tell you at the end of the video what my favorite Hulk costume was. It's got to be this Planet Hulk costume. Although, I do have to say, you'll usually catch me running around in the Hulk Maestro costume because I did get some sweet enhancements on it, and I just like the exclusiveness of it. But that's besides the point. I'm also a fan of the default costume. But anyways, I do think my favorite that's in so far that I have is the Planet Hulk costume. Now, if you want to see me do another one of these hero videos, be sure to let me know which hero you want to see in the comments. I'm knocking them out. I've done Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor, Wolverine, Deadpool, Captain America, now Hulk. Those are all up on my channel. If you want to go check those out, feel free. I'll definitely be putting more up. I'm loving this. Also, leave feedback. I love reading the feedback. I've been trying to listen to every bit of feedback and do whatever I can. You guys are completely awesome with the comments and everything you're leaving. That's about it for that, though. I just want to say one more time, Hulk blew me away. I was not expecting him to be as fun as he is because, I don't know, I figured just running around and smashing everything would get old or something, you know? But no, Hulk is so much fun. He's easily in my top 3. I don't know if I'll make him my main, but he's definitely up there, and he'll be one of the second or third guys that I level up to max. And that's only because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so he's my main. But anyways, thanks a ton for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'm Deejin. This is Marvel Heroes, all things Hulk. Bye.